He tried to F her, not date her. Am I overreacting for blocking my guy friend for being quote unquote brutally honest about me? I really liked him and he told me that he had quote unquote commitment issues and would never want anything but casual. 1 week after we stopped hooking up, he's dating some other girl? Like, what the F? Commitment issues where? Want me to give it to you straight? Bro, please. I'm sick of getting played. All right. You're not girlfriend material. You're the kind of girl that's just tempting and effable, not pretty and not dateable. I do think you're cute, don't get me wrong, but you're not really quote unquote pretty per se. Maybe if you lost just a bit of weight and had a lip flip done, you'd be, But at the moment, your curvy body just makes most men want you as, for lack of better terms, an S object. Like your body is just provoking because you're curvy. That also makes men not want to date you because they know other men will see you that way too. It's not only about your looks though. You also know you have bipolar disorder, daddy issues, and severe self-esteem insecurity issues. Very unattractive qualities. Men don't want to quote unquote fix you. You might be fun to F around with, but they want their wife to have much less baggage. What are your thoughts about this so far? She's talking about two different people. She was dating a guy who said he did not want commitment and he left her high and dry, then started dating someone. And then she's talking to her guy friend and her guy friend says, do you want me to be brutally honest? And she says yes, and then he starts saying this, right? Then he says, lastly, we've talked before about your kinks and what you let men do to you in bed. I'm not saying it's not hot, but if a man is willing to disrespect you to that extreme of a degree in bed, then he's not capable of respecting you in general. A man does that type of stuff to a H to the O-R-E, not his wife. And she says, bro, what the actual F? And he's like, question mark, question mark. And she's like, why would you say that? Oh, I'm F and G, I'm gonna cry. All right, I'm gonna read the rest of it to you. However, I wanted to give my 2 cents here because when I first read it, I was like, he is being brutally honest. And he's telling her exactly how he feels with no filter. And I'm like, don't ask people to be brutally honest if you can't take it. I picked up on some of the red pill talking points. And then I was like, there's something more going on here. And you'll see exactly what it is that I'm talking about as we dive into it. The very first thing that I thought was this guy is not really her friend. She can thank him for his version of honesty and she can keep it pushing. Because if you're going to have a friend near you, your friend is going to need to like you. This guy doesn't even sound like he likes her, does he? Right? So let's continue forward. She says, I'm gonna cry. And so he knows that she has low self-esteem. What this sounds like to me, if you've never heard of negging, negging is when men will try to take a woman down a few notches by mocking her, making fun of her, giving her backhanded, upside down compliments like, you look really cute for a blank, blank, blank type of girl. So you're big, but you're not pretty, but you're cute. Don't get me wrong, you're effable. So what he's trying to do is knock down her esteem so much that she gives him a chance. That's what negging is supposed to do, make the girl lose some of her self-worth so that she's not so quote unquote high and mighty. So he goes, damn girl, I'm trying to help you. You told me to give it to you straight. And she says, by telling me I'll never be beyond effable unless literal work done. And then that's the thing too, at telling her that she needs to get plastic surgery and lose weight and all of this, it makes you wonder, why is he her friend, her quote unquote friend, right? And the guy says, okay, chill. I think you're focusing on the little things a little too much and not on the bigger picture and what I'm actually trying to say. What is he actually trying to say? Does it seem like he even likes her as a human being? But then listen to this. You don't quote unquote need a lip flip. I don't even know what a lip flip is, but whatever. To be wifey material, there are other things you need to fix first. I'm simply saying it would help. Otherwise, everything else I pointed out is fixable. Even your BPD can be tamed down a little bit with more effort. Just don't expect men to fix it for you. is what I'm getting at. Work on yourself, then maybe you'll find you stop getting used and dumped so much. So what he's doing is he's mixing some things that she already feels is true with stuff that he's been secretly feeling. Like, what do they talk about on an average basis? This is why we as women have to be very careful with who it is that we let into our inner circle. These types of men consider being your friend to be the quote unquote friend zone, that they're just going to lay in wait until you're vulnerable enough to give them a chance to F you. So he's seen all of these men getting down, and he is now saying all of this stuff to her, and he's talking about men in blanket terms. Whenever you hear men talking about what men like, what men are not going to like, what men won't, they're talking about themselves, but projecting this onto other men because they're in a closed loop. They're in a feedback loop with other men that are telling them the same types of things, but they don't speak for all men. You can only talk for you and the people who think like you. That's pretty much it. And then she goes, dude, you're acting like you're being philosophical as F, but you're actually being a huge a-hole. It's not coming off as constructive criticism to me. I think maybe we shouldn't talk for a bit. And then he goes, LOL, okay, get salty, truth hurts. One day you'll realize I'm really only trying to help. And then it looks like she blocked him. So let's read what it is that she says, right? Am I overreacting for blocking my guy friend for being brutally honest with me? So for context, I, 21 female, recently got hurt by a guy I was really into after he said he was afraid of commitment, when in reality, he just didn't want to be with me. I was venting to my friend, male 21, about this, and this was the advice he gave me. I took it really hard and got pretty upset. Even after I did ask him to be honest with me, it still felt like he went too far. Now I'm starting to feel bad and wonder if maybe he was only trying to help and if I should let him, but I'm not sure. Am I overreacting, right? So this was part one. She did come out with a part two. The revolution will not be televised, and talking about certain controversial topics in America has had an effect on my channel. So thank you to all the new people who have subscribed. And for the people who thought you were subscribed, take a look around and make sure that you're still subscribed. And if this is your first time coming across me, subscribe now so that you can be sure that you'll find me again. So here, this is what she says. Update. Am I overreacting for blocking my guy friend for being brutally honest with me? So let's read her words first, right? So quick update. I thought maybe he was just mad that I had friend zoned him for so long, and maybe he wanted to be with me, as some of the comments on my other posts suggested. And it kind of made sense to me, so I decided to test the theory and messaged him. Asked if he would date me to see if he really was just lashing out of jealousy. Turns out, no. Bad guess. He just actually effing hates me, and I will be crying myself to sleep tonight. I'm not really asking for any advice / sympathy on this post, just an update since my last post is kind of getting a bit of attention. I don't need advice this time because this low-key hurts so bad. I realize maybe I am the problem. I don't know what to do, but I know he isn't entirely wrong, and that kills me. I really, really, really need to work on myself. All right, so let's talk about this real quick. We're gonna read the comments, but number one, you are your responsibility. Your parents brought you into the world, and whether they cared for you as best they could or cared for you as worst as they could, their genetic job began and sort of ended with helping you get into the world. The parental job, it would have been nice if your parents did look out and care for you, and if they didn't, that makes your job so much harder. But at the end of the day, your parents were people before they had you, just like you're a person right now before you have kids, if you ever decide to have them. What I will say to you is something that I realized in EMDR therapy just a few days ago. I realized that I had been living my life and that I had been doing things to sabotage my own fitness because my body, my external representation, was an homage to the trauma that I had experienced. I packed on weight as a little girl in response to sexual assault as a child. And I have kept the weight on, and I have sabotaged my efforts in a way to pay honor to the trauma that I've had. The honor is in healing. If you have ever heard anything that I have ever said before, please hear this. The homage to yourself and your life is in healing. And you've got to do what you need to do to live the type of life that you want to live. If she has bipolar disorder or some other type of unwellness, a dis-ease or diagnosis, do what it is that you need to do to get as on the other side of it as you can. If that involves trying out different medications until you find one that fits, please do that. You all know that I had a kidney issue, and that for the bulk of this year, I had a tube coming out of my back that led to a bag that was strapped to my leg to let the fluid from my kidney dump out. I did not want to do this. I thought it was a bad look. I thought it was going to be cumbersome, but I did it to save my kidney and my life. I did that. And I wore it every single day, even when it hurt, even when it was uncomfortable, even in the winter in New York when the bag on my leg was cold because the outside air was cold, I wore it. Listen to me. Do what it is that you need to do for you and your life. This young lady has some things going on with her, and she's reaching out to these other people looking for validation. Take care of yourself. You are your biggest and best and primarily true only advocate for your life. Everybody else is supplemental to what it is that you have on the inside. You have got to take care of yourself first and foremost. Please hear me. Go and get therapy. Try different modalities of therapy. Try CBT, DBT. Try Jungian therapy. Try psychodynamics. Try different types. I tried a lot of different therapies, and I really truly started getting healing in EMDR. I'm still having breakthroughs daily. And one of the things that I did was I upped it to 2 sessions per week so that I could really dive in, roll up my sleeves, and get onto the other side of this. Listen to what it is that I'm saying. Let's get to what it is that he said next. She came back and she said, "I'm sorry for blocking you. Maybe you were right. Blank, would you give me a chance?" And this is what this mother effer says. Read what he says. "Knew you'd be back, and I already tried ages ago. You rejected me, remember?" This right here is the key to all of it. You tried to sleep with me, not date me. Maybe I want a real date first. LMFAO, for the first time ever. That's your problem. You never saw your worth, and now you ruined it. No, I wouldn't date you now because I know you too well. You're easy and slutty, and I couldn't trust you. I wouldn't want other men thinking of you sexually, which they would. Maybe if you didn't basically always wear low-cut tops and tennis skirts. Maybe if you didn't flirt with every guy you meet. Maybe if you didn't have depraved kinks. But he said that the kinks were hot, right? He tried to F her, not date her. He's thinking that that's some sort of compliment, that she didn't want to give it up to him. But what she did was she kept him around and told him about her escapades while he sat there taking notes, putting down ticks, waiting for the day that he knew that he could try to destroy her esteem. Foolish manosphere, red pill talking points. Like, come on. Tennis skirts are a problem. Low-cut tops, but when you ask them what they would do if they could be in a woman's body for a week, one of the first things that they start talking about doing is wearing the same type of clothes that they criticize you for. And then not only that, doing even more depraved things. Going out there and getting slid and mudded out. So he says, maybe if you didn't have depraved kinks, maybe if you effing respect respected yourself, then I would date you. But I'm so effing done. You need so much help. It's insane. So he tried to F her, and he's salty. He's the one who's salty because she curved him. And not only did she curve him, but she told him about her kinks and escapades and all this other stuff. This man is not your friend. He doesn't even like you. He didn't like you to begin with. He just wanted to F you. And when he couldn't F you, he decided to wait around to see if he could get his turn. Listen to the next part. Never mind. To be honest, F that. You're beyond effing saving at this point. Listen to this though. I would F the S out of you though. Crazy how I've dealt with your BS this long and how you let other guys hit, but not me because you were all worried about our quote unquote friendship. Then I hear you sucked Kai's D and y'all been friends for longer than us. You make me mad as F. Shay, I'm so effing over it. I'm out, bro. And the very last thing that she says is, I'm sorry, blank. She's apologizing to him. Her self-esteem is in the damn toilet. That now she has taken this guy's bitter diatribe as truth, and now she's the one apologizing to him. This man pretended to be your friend. You need guidance, like true guidance from somebody who is professionally trained and who cares about your well-being. Going and putting yourself in the hands of folks that don't care about you is not going to get you where it is that you need to be. She's got to love herself. You have got to love yourself. And you've got to do what it is that you need to do for you. Part of the reason that I'm doing this video, why I'm teaching in this way, is because if there is any part of you that is looking for validation from others, if you've ever been in a conversation with someone like this, if you have guy friends that are waiting in the balance. I had a male friend, the bear, you all remember him, and he's the reason why I ended up living in my car. I lent him money when his girlfriend was pregnant and he took the loan gladly. But when I needed him to step up and go above and beyond for me when I was living in my car, he showed me who he truly was. He was a person that I believe was waiting in the balance. I believe that there was a part of him that was friendly, but at the end of the day, we weren't really friends. And when all was said and done during the pandemic, my phone number rang with a number that looked like his. I had deleted him long ago. And so I looked at the phone number and I searched through some old phone books and it was his phone number and I blocked him. I know people's parents and folks were dying and stuff during the pandemic, but I blocked him. You know why? Because the woman that he knew died in the car. I'm not that woman anymore. The person that I came out, that I emerged out of the car as, when I rose above that situation, like the person that didn't help me through one of the hardest parts of my life is not the person that I'm going to turn around and in the middle of a global pandemic open up to and allow to come back into my life. The woman he knew was gone. She died in the car and another person was reborn. The woman that you see before you here today. And we will all go through many deaths and rebirths throughout our lives. And you have to make up your mind about how you're not going to get bitter, you will get better. You will do the things that you need to do to get onto the other side of it. Hey Knockout, thanks for watching. This video set your soul on fire. Make sure that you return the favor by making sure that you're subscribed and watching one of the other videos. QR code in the middle gives you my personal link.